So let me ask you, spend $2.50 on one of these or make 6 of them for a little bit less than that? I know what my answer is. Let me show you how I did it at home. I bet you have figured out about me by now that I love a good hack, copycat, dupe, whatever you want to call it, because the brand names are stupid expensive, and most of the time I can replicate it at home just as good, control the flavors, and it's much less expensive. And so today that's what I'm doing with the Kodiak Flapjack. I like these, but this is $2.50 for one breakfast, and you might be going, so what? Maybe so what? But if I can duplicate it for 40 cents, that means I get 6 breakfasts for the cost of one. And that's what we're gonna do today. So in my bowl, I have 1 cup of whole wheat flour and 1 cup of oat flour. Now, if you wanna use all-purpose flour or bread flour, knock yourself out. It's just what I have on hand. Oat flour, I don't buy oat flour. I keep oats on hand, and when I need oat flour, I grind oats. It's cheaper. So run it through a food processor, a mill of some sort, and you'll have oat flour. I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of protein powder. I like the Ballerina Farms vanilla protein. It's really good. I'm using a 1/4 cup of dry milk. Now, this is a buttermilk flavor flapjack. I don't keep buttermilk powder on hand. If you do, sub that. We're gonna add something to it in a minute that's gonna give it the same tang as buttermilk powder without me having to buy something special. Then we are going to add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And you might be thinking, that's a lot of sugar. Well, I like things sweet. And these aren't terribly sweet. But if you remember, I said this recipe makes 6 of the protein cups. So you're really having about a 1/2 tablespoon of sugar for one. And in my book, that's not a lot. So 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, light brown sugar, dark brown sugar, make your brown sugar homemade, whatever you want. I like the molasses flavor that gives, because if you're going for a flapjack, molasses seems to make sense. Okay, so 1/2 tablespoon of baking powder, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and that's what gives it that buttermilk tang without me having to buy buttermilk powder. So 1/2 teaspoon of that, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. These aren't cinnamon flavored at all. I just like it. So if you don't care for cinnamon and you're thinking, I've had that before and that does not taste like cinnamon, you're right, it doesn't, but I like cinnamon, so I'm putting it in it. That's the beauty of making it at home. You get to control the flavor. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, so that's the mix. Okay, so in my mug, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of the mix, and then I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of liquid. You can use water, you can use milk. I usually do this at work and I don't have milk on hand. I just use water, and I really also don't have a measuring spoon. So I just add enough water that it gives me a pancake batter thickness, and then it goes in the microwave for about a minute. Now that's gonna vary depending on your microwave, so just watch it. You don't wanna turn it into a rock. Okay, I have it mixed up, so that's what it looks like. It's just a pancake batter thickness, and I'm gonna stick it in the microwave. Okay, just like that, 1 minute later, our power cup is done. Now, because it's as hot as the surface of the sun, I'm gonna let it cool for a little bit. But while it's cooling, you guys know I gotta add a little something to it. So I'm going to put some chocolate chips on top of it and let them melt on top while it cools. Because, I mean, it's already healthy. I might as well add a little something to it for a treat. And here's your trick. Set a plate on top of it. It'll trap in some of that steam and it'll melt the chips. Okay, look at that deliciousness. My chocolate chips are all melty, and let's give it a taste. Oh, it's still hot. I thought it might be cooled by now. Oh, that is so good. And it's so easy. And it's such a better price. If I were to buy 6 of these, $2.50 times 6 is $15. I just made 6 of the same thing for $2.40. Why wouldn't I? Save some money, taste delicious, I get the same protein, I get to control the flavors and add cinnamon because I like it and put chocolate chips on it because I like it, and I saved a ton of money. Why not? I really hope you give this a try. Have a great day.